Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. As above, so below. If this is your first time in my live, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I'm the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated. My beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. Those are the African traditional religions by which we practice, harness, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. To each and every one of you guys that have been following me, those that do not know, I am a apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in these ATRs. I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support. To each and every one of you guys that are part of this platform, I appreciate many of you guys for tuning in, commenting, the super chats. To each and every one of you guys, that this is Tuesday as above, so below. This is definitely talking about Mars energy. And to each and every one of you guys, no matter what your particular practice and all of the ATRs, there's some type of energy that we utilize as protection. To all of you guys that do not know, that I am initiated, scratched in Palo Miambe. I am a child of Zendaya. I am right now in the process of being in the cemetery. I'm here in Miami. I want to appreciate each and every one of you guys that take advantage of the knowledge, the wisdom, understanding that I share. I do realize that I do have on my my Ocha attire, but I am actually here working with Lucero Mundo. And one of the things that I want to share today, not only why protection is important. What's up, Mama Susan? All right there. My Gemini is in the house. Well, I know most people are familiar with me coming on a lot later in the day and the evening, but I'm on vacation, so y'all know I sporadically come on here to share wisdom, knowledge, and understanding when it comes down to these ATRs. And to each and every one of you guys that are part of our website, those that receive your graveyard work, to those that have orders and all that, this is the week that I am going to be getting so much done for many of you. Good evening. Hi there. What's up, Jacqueline? Thank you for joining us. We got, if you don't mind posting your zodiac sign, but I want to talk about protection. I want to talk about why it is important, why whether you do hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, Ajay, whether you are an OBO worker, whether you just a Christian person that believes in the power of prayer and you call on Michael, Gabriel, any of these protective energies, any protective spirits. This is why we teach these platforms about universal laws, because, sir, ma'am, it doesn't matter so much as what's up there, my Aquarius from North Carolina. What's up there, Natasha Foster, my aphrodisiac. I came on today. I actually got to get my hair cut today, and so since I was still in Lauderdale, I wanted to do graveyard work, and so I brought my Lucero with me, and I had to call my Padrino because a part of my Lucero had cracked, and so I wanted to have a better understanding of what was going on. And one of the things that I want to tell you guys, and that's whether you do candle work, whether you do any, you have any type of protection barriers put up, whether it is red brick salt, red brick dust, or whether you have a ligua, or whether you have a Saint Michael statue, whether you have a candle burning. The whole purpose of putting these particular statues or these protective gear up is that they are to assume the hit or the workings that somebody may be praying against you, somebody may be conjuring against you, somebody may be speaking against you. And I know that since I've been on social media and how God has been blessing us on social media and how we've been advancing and growing on my website, that it attracts haters, and people are going to be doing working, because a lot of times they feel that, especially when you're in the church world, that you are not heavily armed. As some in the church we say, putting on the whole armor of God. And so in order to benefit from protection, it's just like having a helmet on. It is to it doesn't mean that you won't feel that somebody may have swung to hit you in your head. It's just that because you had the helmet on, it protects you from the helmet takes the majority of the damage than your actual skull. The same thing when it comes down to the breastplate of righteousness. When you have the police wear those protective vests, doesn't mean they don't feel the bullet when it hits their chest area, but the bullet does not do the damage that it would do if that protection was not there. Layers of protection, graveyard work, venerating ancestors, putting up crystal grids. There's so many different forms of protection that people have up, and you never know what type of energy somebody is going to be directing at you. And so having various of different types of protection is essential. Lucero is the guardian and also the deity of the forest and the crossroad, and also of destiny. And when somebody is attacking your destiny, that means that they're trying to hinder you from achieving what you were actually born to do. And so there, in this particular religion that we practice, thank you so much, I like the hat. In this particular religion, Lucero Mundo is the guardian and the protector. It is the first energy that we receive in Palo. I actually received this through my Oba. He and Yaya have been practicing this for 45 years. So this was, I received the cauldron of Centella, that's who I am. And I also Zarabanda merged with my voodoo, and then I also received Lucero. And so I want to tell you guys that I myself, what's up there, Boaz is in the house. When I'm doing work for many of you guys, when I'm doing conjure, I have to have layers and layers of protection. When I come on social media, I do my bath cleansing, I do my protection work. And so today, as above, so below is Mars energy. Not only why you should have protection, not only understanding there's different variations of protection. That's like protecting yourself sexually, protecting yourself mentally, protecting yourself financially. I think that a lot of people not realizing that spirits cover every area of life. And so people normally they're going to either attack your finances, they're going to either attack your health, or in this case, trying to hinder your destiny. Your destiny, of those that have gotten readings with me and gotten your consultations done, your North Star, your North Node is what I call a North Star, but the North Node is your destiny. And when people, the purpose of somebody trying to block your destiny is to hinder your journey. It's just like when the United States sends out their troops, or they may send the CIA or whatever, send them on a mission. The purpose of them going on that mission is to accomplish whatever task or assignment that they were given. You have an assignment that is in your DNA. You have an assignment that is in your energy. And so when people get involved in the ATRs, a lot of times they're not thinking about destiny. They're trying to get their finances right. They're maybe trying to get their health right. They may be into that. But the whole purpose of us coming on this earth plane is to fulfill destiny. And Lucero Mundo in Palo, Iligua, Baron Papa Legba. These entities, these energies, these frequencies, these vibrations are there to help assist us in fulfilling our destiny. And when people, and normally on this level, the things that I do, normally these people are trying to hinder me from accomplishing my goals. And so I came out here. Now, those that I'm not going to show you my Lucero, but this is, y'all, some of you that have been following me, the saber tree. This is, I'll just show you right here. Chilling. I want to say this again. This is a melanated. This is a melanated live. This is for Black melanated people. We do not ascribe to outsiders interjecting their ideas. To tell somebody that no one can block your destiny in the United States, and when we have suffered 500 years of slavery, that makes no logical sense. People not fulfilling their destiny, dying before time, means that they did not fulfill the assignment. A soldier going out to war and dying in the midst of war is somebody stopping your destiny. So having the idea or the ignorance of thinking that because you feel, for whatever whiteness that you may have, that your destiny or somebody's destiny cannot be stopped is asinine. My energy is the strength of my master, Lord Jesus. Well, that's fine. This platform is not for your Lord Jesus. We don't believe in the American Jesus. We believe in Yahshua. We believe that the I Am is melanated, and so therefore you need to find a platform that is conducive to your particular type of Jesus. Your Jesus has no power over here. We have our own God. We have our own energies. We have our own systems, and we have our own cellular structure. And like I said on the onset, if you had any respect for other people of other faith, belief systems, and structures, you would not have enunciated that, Gilbert, because we give absolutely I'm trying to be nice because I'm in the cemetery, because I'm on sacred ground, but we don't care at all about what you think. We don't care about your energy. We don't care about your strength. And if your Jesus ain't gonna pay us our 40 acres and a mule, we absolutely don't care, okay? So while y'all around here stealing and robbing from melanated people on all levels of life, and still right here with systematic racism, we can care less about your Jesus. What's up there, my Capricorn in the house? What's up, the goat? And then we got my baby Scorpio. I want you guys to understand that mental protection, financial protection, physical protection, and also energetic protection is important. And the reason by that, because you don't want to take the full impact of any spell, any hit, any prayer, or any intention or negative intention of anybody. And so therefore, the reason why we do protection work, so if we find ourselves in situations or circumstances that somebody is attacking us for what various reasons, I think that a lot of people spend time worrying about why somebody is attacking them versus doing the necessary workings to protect yourself from the attack. The purpose of why we have rain gear, raincoats, rain boots, umbrellas of that nature, because sometimes you can't stop the rain from coming, but then you can also prohibit it from wetting you or causing you to have some type of dampness. I think that people, when it comes down to the ATRs, they think protection is about singular things and singular manifestations that somebody has, when you have to have protection in all areas of your life. You have to have protections put down on your job. You have to have protection put down in your business. I myself utilize protection even on my website. I utilize protection in my traveling. This particular Lucero Mundo in Palo is he's a guardian spirit that is received by the children that are initiated or scratched into Palo. And what that spirit does is it guards that individual. And this normally I don't, and most practitioners do not work Palo this early. Normally it's after 6 o'clock, but this particular cemetery closes very early, and so I wanted my Lucero to be by the saber tree, and I wanted to give offerings. My goat said exactly. Find your home. Once you find your find indifference here, please move on. We keep the narrative over here. You're not gonna change it. Go find yourself. I know that's right. You know what? And I say this oftentimes. Caucasian people come from ancestors that believe in rape, pilfering, stealing. And so it doesn't bother them to enforce or bother people. It doesn't bother them to intervene or interject themselves into spaces and places they were not sent for. So we have to always remember. What's up there, Chantel? Much love to you. Hello, Palestine. Somebody said, so you support Palestine. I support African American and African people all over the world. If you want somebody to support Palestine or Israel, and first of all, those Israelites that are over there, they are not the original Israelites. African people are the original Israelites. Those are half-breeds over there. Like my spiritual dad say, sand niggas. I hope that you guys understand that we do realize that melanated people fertilize this whole earth. And just because you ran us out of Ireland doesn't make you more of Irish descent. As somebody having sex with a white man, it don't make you white, or a white woman make you white. You stealing our land and stealing our identity doesn't make you any more authentic of that land than a man in the moon. Okay, so I think that when people do history and they follow history, they start finding out even the crowns and the jewels and the gold that is over there in Great Britain, that was stolen out of Africa. It doesn't matter how many times you put those jewels on your crown and walk around with that. It does. What's up, that jealousy? Alafia. It doesn't make any more. That's why I tell people, like, you can like or dislike what I say. It doesn't make it. It doesn't mean it's not the truth. You can ignore it. It doesn't make it any less true. The problem with white people, and what has always been about white people, because they're recessive genes, they always take on the dominant traits of the dominant energy, which is melanated black men and women. And so therefore that's why you are compelled to always emulate us, because we are the stronger genetics on the energetically. It just, that's a fact. And so a lot of times when they use minority, that terminology minority, if black people really knew how many black people were on planet Earth, they wouldn't walk around here calling themselves the minority. We would be considered the majority. And the fact that the white Caucasian genetics are declining rapidly, and that's why you got all this genocide and trying to kill off the population of black and brown people. But like I said, that's another reason why we need protection. We need to understand our herb. Good evening, King of Cups. It is important that we energetically understand stuff and holistically understand stuff. And like I said, that the poisons that they have in our water, the poisons that they have in our foods, we have to know how to go to Mother Nature and get the herbs and the nutrients that are going to clean our systems, so we're not poisoned by their ignorance and poisoned by their the desire to make money. I think that a lot of people don't understand protection because they're only perceiving protection based off what they feel as a threat. There's many things that are out here you need to be protected from. You know, there's a lot of unnatural things that has been set up by the system that it has no connectivity to Mother Earth. It has no connectivity to Father Sky. Many of us don't realize that coming out into the sun creates a protection around our energy, because it strengthens our aura. Cleansing ourselves protects our aura and enhances the energy flow. Hanging around smart people is a form of protection from ignorance. Having profitable conversations that benefit the listener and also the speaker, those are all type of protections that people need to implement. One of the things that I did on the platform, not only magically, to give you an example, is that I got moderators. Moderators help me protect the platform, where we can teach the knowledge, the wisdom, understanding for melanated people with less interference. So even though we have a lot of moderators that moderate on my live, right, we still get people that come in and try to disrupt what we got going on. Protection does not stop everything, but it does keep it from flowing into your life in the impact that it intended. That's why a lot of times I say the things that I say to people on my platform, because when they come inside of this platform, they feel that they can say certain things, and then when I address them, they can't handle that. And knowledge and knowing how to communicate with ignorant people is also a form of protection. Not only that I'm able to articulate to the people that are here to learn about African tradition or magic and energy, I'm also able to address the people that are coming in here that have no desire, have no interest in what we're talking about. They came in just to disrupt. Richard, the only thing lazy is that limp dick you got. That's the only thing that is lazy in this platform. And if you have a conversation with your mother-in-law, she will tell you what your wife is talking about you. Thank you, D. What's up, my Fetty Funo Shun? So I don't just in order to be I feel like in order to be a proficient pastor and leader, I have to accumulate as many tools that allow me not only to protect myself, but protect the people that are receiving from me. Protect my process. I'm going to utilize this week being on my vacation to build up my protection, not only in my home but in other stuff. If you want me to pay attention to your questions, all you have to do is super chat. Protection is not based out of fear. Let me say that. When you do protection work, it is you being knowledgeable that there's things out there that could try to hinder or impede your success. The same reason why in flu season around here, we start building up our immune system. It is not out of fear. It is out of knowing what is going on in the environment, knowing what is going on in your seasons, knowing what's going on in your particular day. Self-awareness is a form of protection. I want to say to many of you guys that come in here and that are actually trying to learn, that until you understand why protection is necessary, you're not going to really understand the need for it until something happens. It's just like people that don't have insurance. You don't need insurance because it's costing you too much money until you get in an accident or something happens, a flood or a fire, and all of a sudden you realize that insurance was to protect you from losses. When we do protection work, why is this hot tub man dressed like an Egyptian, you are so ignorant. Michael, I feel sorry for the woman that allows you to have sex with them. That poor piece of pussy. To have an ignorant ass man laying on top of her or him. And if you're messing with a man, I 9 times out of 10 use a bottom, you getting bust wide open. So, and I appear to the man that's sticking rod in you. So, people are ignorant piece of flesh for no reason. And the beautiful thing about life, it takes all type of people for you to be able to acknowledge the knowledge, the wisdom, understanding that is necessary. And we need protection. This is why people buy and take over the media, because they want to control the narratives about certain things. Sometimes people can never stop what you're doing or chosen to do, but they'll try to purchase the avenues by which you would have to travel, or the path that you have to travel. And you have to have protection with all that. When you get on your job and you intend to be on that job and you want to prosper on that job, you need to do protection work. Because there's going to be somebody on that job, whether that's in management or whether it's your coworker, that are going to try to impede your success. Which means impede means to stop or slow down. So, just looking at some of the crazy comments. And let me explain something to y'all. I don't mind that some of these trolls get in here because it helps our algorithm. But this is the type of stuff that I say that people don't realize how much I go out to do your graveyard work. And when I'm doing those work, I'm also doing things to protect myself. Some of you guys, I was telling you about once I do my Ocha birthday, which is my Ocha birthday is on August the 5th, but I'm going to do my party for a year August the 10th. And then after that, I'm going to receive Insasi, which is Siete Rayos, or it synchronizes with Shango and Palo. So I am getting layer for layer for protection, because it is so important that melanated people understand why these platforms and people like me, we have to protect that, because this is where you're going to get the raw and the real. This is where you're going to get somebody that has your particular interests involved. I'm not a type of person that is trying to appease. Are you in Santeria? Yes, I am. I'm a Sendero, but I'm talking about Paulo right now. I'm a Tata Inkisi. So I have my Lucero Mundo sitting right next to me by the saber tree. I do all of these things, guys, not about trying to accumulate stuff to say I got this, I got that. I do these things because there needs to be layers of protection, and because if I made the decision that I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be truthful, I realize that a lot of people make their money off of lying and being deceptive and or giving not the whole truth but partial truth. And so by me coming on this platform and teaching universal laws and making you aware of certain things to look for and why protection is important. I tell you guys about your ancestors. You protecting your head, protecting your ancestors are so important, because they're the ones that are going to fight for you. They're the ones that are going to keep you, your head is going to keep you in tune with the universe and the information that some people call them downloads. I call them revelation because I'm in the church. And when you get those revelations, when you get those downloads, you have to have a mind that can receive that information, and then you can apply it in your everyday life. Then you have to have protections for your finances, your health, because people are going to be trying to find a kink or chink in your armor. That's just what they do. And so whether they got to follow you to pretend that they're actually there on your platform to help you, I do realize that I was talking to one of my sons, Darius, earlier today, and one of the things that people understand about me is once I discuss something with you or discuss something on what's up, Unveiling Ann. So it's possible to practice multiple ATRs. I was told I can't practice Kemetism or voodoo. Is that true? No, that's not true. The reason why you can pray, as long as it's in your bloodline, and the way I teach it is when it comes down to practicing different ATRs, I teach it from the concept of mathematics. What I mean by that is that everything builds on itself. So you can't jump to multiplication and division if you don't have addition and subtraction under your belt. Foundation, each ATR builds on a different aspect of another foundation. And if you're going to practice various of ATRs, you need to understand the foundation, and those things take time. Most people are in a rush. This is what allows other people to come in and attack people that may be practicing other types of ATRs. Voodoo, you got to understand the science behind voodoo. Santeria, you got to understand the science. So it's just like walking into a gym. You need to know what every machine does, what that machine is designed to do for the human body. ATRs are not anything different. Each hoodoo is designed for certain things. Voodoo is designed for certain things. Root work is designed for certain things. And so therefore, they enhance different aspects of our spiritual senses and also our spiritual development or evolution. And so it's like somebody just going to every machine in the gym and doing a couple reps or sit-ups right there. You're not going to get an overall workout. The purpose of working on one machine for a period of time is to stimulate the muscle for growth. And so to be in an ATR with the intention for growth, that means you got to put your time, your energy in. Thank you, Natasha. Put those questions in the super chat. Thank you, baby. Thank y'all. That's what I'm talking about. That's protection. I do realize that people don't want to support, and I'm just saying this very openly to non-melanated people. You guys have absolutely no problem getting knowledge, wisdom, understanding for black people, skill, talent, whatever. You just have a problem investing in it. You will come into our lives and you will learn certain things, but you don't patronize. It doesn't matter. Any question that you have, you can post them in super chat. I'm being very honest with you all that that's from down to jobs. I was just telling somebody, even down in real estate, I can get more money for my house letting my white friend sell my house than I can sell my own house, because white people don't have a problem giving the value and top dollar to other white people. They have a problem paying a black man or woman top dollar for their stuff, because they're used to taking our stuff for nothing or little or nothing, and then turn around and sell you your same property back for more money, double the money. That's what they do. And so spirituality is no different. Y'all don't realize how disrespectful y'all are, because y'all see so many of y'all own kind do it, and y'all don't realize, why would you come to a king or queen or a spiritual person with no offering and have no intention? You don't have just like you don't have a right to get education from a college for free, a university for free, or even a vocational school for free. Then why would you think that you have a right to get information for spirituality for free? And it's just the way that y'all culture is set up. Y'all used to taking from melanated people and selling them back their stuff. Hey, Sean. But Lucero brings luck, protection, and protection from your enemies. Lucero is a door opener. It's also a communicator to all of the Egun or the other Impungos. My Padrino was telling me this morning that, you know, my particular Lucero Mundo walks with me, and so when somebody was doing something trying to stop my destiny, because when depending on what type of artifact you have or fetish you have, you can determine what somebody's intentions are. I literally smoked a real roach. You should have stuck it up in your anus. It'd have been more productive. But that's why the support of this platform is so important, because I deal with this all the time. I'm very knowledgeable about stuff, and it's just that that's why I say this is geared for melanated people. I was just telling somebody about health concerns that people have. Men don't know how to take and clean themselves and utilize certain herbs or the aloe. A lot of people don't realize all the healing properties of aloe. Those that have skin irritations, those that have eye issues, taking that gel from that aloe plant and placing that for at least 3 to 5 days on your face, and allowing that gel to be absorbed by your skin. Utilizing myrrh to clean your teeth and your gums, because a lot of the toothpaste have fluoride in it, which is not good for melanated people. And I say this oftentimes, and I don't know how many times it bears repeating. The standard of everything in the United States is European. We're not European. European people are receptive in their genes. We are dominant genes. And so what makes our body healthy and the nutrients that are necessary for our bodies are very different from European people of their descent. And so we have to have things from the earth in order to thrive naturally. Our water needs to be clean. And you notice that Caucasian people are always just trying to destroy nature. All of these getting rid of forests. All of this is natural and essential to melanated people. And anybody that practice any of the ATR, they all work with nature. And what you see them doing, cutting down forests, cutting down trees, putting up high rises. All of these things that you saying that you are looking for shelter, when you don't have to put all that stuff up. What you do is you destroying nature and then teaching melanated people how to sit in the house all day and with false air conditioning and not get out here where Mother Nature is, and then absorbing the energy and the arche to strengthen their bodies. When your doctor looks at you as a melanated person, they don't see themselves. They don't see their grandmother. They don't see their grandfather. They don't see their child. Somebody said, I appreciate the knowledge. Definitely gonna check out your channel. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing as well if you haven't. Check out my website as well. And don't sleep on my graveyard work. Now, I had really good conversation yesterday with two melanated men, and they were talking about the testimonies since they got their graveyard work and how things have been moving. So let me explain this to y'all. And I'm not here, I'm trying to offend. I'm here to protect my people. And even the ones that I don't particularly care for. I still teach knowledge because enlightenment is important for our people. We have lived in the dawn of ignorance way, way, way too long. And so everything that I share, everything I put out here is at the benefit of melanated people. When a grown man does not see the importance of protection of not only himself, but his family, then he doesn't feel alarmed to defend not only the spiritual things, but the natural things. When you think that everybody is equal, when you clearly, obviously see that everybody's not being treated equal. I like this exercise that this white woman did in one of her teachings. I can't remember her name, but she asked all the white people in the room, would they like to be treated like black people? Raise their hand. And no Caucasian person raised their hand. She said that is your admittance that you know what's going on and you wouldn't want it for yourself, but you allow it to happen to somebody else. So when we talk about closed practices, this is why we protect our practices, because we know that at the end of the day that you rather protect your whiteness, which you're not really white at all. That is a made up term, but nevertheless, since that's where we in the new age where they're coming up with all these terminology, since you want to protect your whiteness and rather than what is right for everybody and being fair for everybody, then we have to have these things set up so we can protect ourselves. Yeah, destroyers of all things. Like they have that race of people have been the most parasitic, destructive things since they've been on this planet. They're not even originally from this planet. We are. This is our stuff. This is why when you follow, the further you go back in history, all you see is black, melanated people. The further you go back in history, that's even archaeologists, you're going to find black people. You're not going to find white people. That's why you will never see me on here arguing with white people about who the original people are. Science proves who the original people are. Just because a lot of melanated people have been deceived in their belief systems and their sciences and their magic has been taken from them, it doesn't mean that doesn't make you any more the originator. You have been classified as the great deceiver. And this is the thing, and I'm going to say this again because I've mentioned this before. When you come on these platforms and you as a melanated man or woman is going to tell the truth, then you need protection. You need to have different various of protection, and you have to have people that understand the value of why you need to be protected. When I sit there and the reason I was upset about Father's Day was not because it was Father's Day, because that is a man-made holiday. It is a representation that men did not feel that it was necessary to acknowledge me as their spiritual father and support and give an offering to a melanated man that has been dispersing knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and being an example of what it is to be powerful, knowledgeable, honest, transparent, an example of being a father, as an example as being a brother, being a son, and you did not think it was necessary to acknowledge your spiritual dad in the forms of offering. It is once again colonization that because your physical father was not in your life, or because you did not have men standing up in your life, you did not feel that it was necessary to acknowledge me. That's what the problem was. It's not that it was Father's Day, because every day is Father's Day. I get blessed every single day for me. It's just that was the focal point of that particular day. And it said a lot to me about what you actually think about me. That's why I was pissed. You got to remember, people make excuses for what they want to make excuses for. And I always tell people this: if you don't share your 50 cents with me, I don't believe you will share your dollar with me. So utilizing, oh, Apostle, you this and that there, and I didn't have that kind of money and da-da-da-da. That's not why you didn't do it. It's something internal. What's up, South Africa? Thank you. I got somebody, a Gemini that's over there in South Africa. And what I'm doing is I'm feeding my Lucero in this and just charging my Lucero in the cemetery with the saber tree and for stronger protection. Now, let me say this. When you do your incense burns, that's your protection. When you do your mental clarity, that's for your mind. When you do your road opening, your blockbuster, all of those instruments that I have available for my clientele is forms of protection. I don't believe you should wait till you are attacked to protect yourself. I believe in being proactive. I'm not gonna wait till a group of Polaro decide to try to take me down before I decide to go get other reinforcements so I can defend myself properly. United States creates missiles not for the war that they're in. They create those missiles in case they get into a war and they got enough artillery. To be a good leader, to be a good protector or a provider, you have to think and prepare for what may happen, the what ifs. What's up, Cameron from South Africa? Somebody is saying something, Shar or something. Shar, only nut job I think is when your dad is sucking on my nuts. And I don't have really big nuts. I got squirrel nuts. I'm more meat than I'm anything else. I just had to say that before they leave. What's up, Philly? PA in the house. Thank you so much. Now, let me say this. Mentally, strategically, we have to protect ourselves. We cannot, also, a part of protection is not being a part of the problem. Let me say that again. A part of protecting yourself is also not being a part of the problems that are in your life. You cannot protect yourself from the things that you create for yourself. I'm going to say this again. You cannot be a bad management of your finances and then do protection work for your finances when you're the one that is causing the conflict when it comes to your finances. You can't be a person that does not take care of your health and eat things that are not good for your body and then try to do healing work and protection work for your body. You cannot be the source of your demise. You cannot be the source of your issue. You cannot be your own enemy. You cannot protect yourself against yourself. Acknowledging and renewing your mind, changing things, put you in position to be protected. Choosing the right paths, choosing the right people to learn from. Understanding that when you go into a situation, the reason why I keep telling melanated people to do the ancestor incense is because not for me, it's for you. Because you need that protection. Because when you go, like in this cemetery, everybody in this cemetery don't like black people. So I don't work with every grave in here. When I do cemetery work and I do your graveyard work, I ask the spirits that do not mind working. I don't force spirits to come up to me to do work for me or with me that have a problem with the people that I am working for. The purpose of you having, you have to protect your client. You have to protect your clients from the energies of whatever particular practice it is, especially if you know that particular person. Now, the reason why some people can't get protection is because they are involving themselves in traditions that they don't have license. You can drive with no driving license. It's just when you get caught. You can have sex without being married. But if he died, it's harder for you to get something from him. So having license is giving you permission and access legally to operate in the confinements of that particular tradition or thing. And it has to come from your egos, your ancestors. And the reason why some of you guys don't have certain levels of protection is because you don't even know that those levels of protection actually exist, because you have never seen that kind of power exhibited. How can you, if you didn't grow up talking about stocks, bonds, and annuities, and that type of financial security, or trust funds and stuff like that, how you gonna know how to protect yourself financially when that's not the table conversation that you have at home? It's not something like a lot of things that Padrino tells me and he brings up to me is because I'm already knowledgeable. A lot of the stuff that I share with you guys, you're not gonna get that from your Padrino. You're not gonna get that from your Madrino. You're not. If you don't, I ask them, they're not gonna tell you. And so therefore, how can you protect yourself from something and you're not even aware of it? Like literally, go back and ask some of the questions that I be asking. How you in Palo and you don't have a Lucero? Why are you selling me spells and I'm supposed to be a santero? Why aren't you teaching me how to work my orishas? Why would I go get a license as a mechanic and then get a mechanic to fix my car? Then what was the purpose of me getting a license? Like, some things should just really make sense. And I feel like me sharing knowledge. What's up, Alicia? Me sharing knowledge, wisdom, understanding is protecting our people. But I can promise you that they're not going to give you the things that you have need of. If it wasn't for my Loa, my voodoo spirits, I wouldn't have my stuff. Minister Mario wouldn't have had his stuff, because I went in there with protection. Did stuff happen? Yes, it did. But it did not happen to the degree that it happens to many of you guys. And so therefore, what I am trying to do is share with you before and give you some knowledge so you would have certain levels of protection. Yes, I'm in the cemetery. Is it not obvious? Yeah. I'm in nature. Protection allows you to walk in your liberty. Studying to show yourself approved allows you to have protection from ignorance. When people try to undermine or try to come in and bring confusion, because you know what you know, and you as the old people say, you know that 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 you know. That's protection. I don't tell you about studying for me. It is when you find yourself engaging in conversations and then you find yourself limited with knowledge and information, so therefore you can't respond like Apostle Ela. The reason why I can talk the way that I talk, because I can protect what I believe in. I can defend what I believe in. I'm very diverse in the information that I have. I have insight, wisdom. I have revelations. And so therefore, when people come on and challenge me with certain things, I can easily address them and continue on in my journey, in my conversation. There's something so soothing about cemetery. Is that weird? No, like, this is my resting place. This is like when I'm really going through. I've always go to the cemetery. I know I'm a child of Oya and Cynthia and all that other stuff and Baron Some Z, but the energy in the cemetery is sacred. It's sacred ground. Yeah, there's grave plots out here where there's wicked spirits that are there, but for the most part, there's a lot of good spirits and God, a lot of good energy. Most of the best spirits are at nighttime. A lot of people say after 12 o'clock, but I work in the night, and I don't encounter a lot of spirits that are evil. I believe people do evil at night because they're hiding their hand and throwing rocks. But when you understand energy, frequency, and vibration, you know, people are resting. They're a lot of times people when you come to the cemetery, you're visiting them, it's a form of protection to me. Like, I'm like laying right now, grounded on a saber tree. The roots, my Lucero is sitting here, and all of the people that got graveyard work, they're gonna benefit from this work. You know, I keep trying to tell people, I'm trying to get you into a place where you're protected, that you can navigate in this life a lot smoother without less people being able to interfere in the things that you're trying to accomplish. Imagine how much further you would be in your businesses, in your relationships, or anything else that you're out here trying to do if you had the right type of protection. Imagine what would not be happening, what would not be occurring if you had the right type of protection. Imagine how youthful you would look if you had the right type of protection. Protection covers every aspect of life. And there's different workings that you have to do to protect yourself. There's certain spirits you have to work with. I was born to work in all 9 realms, so I'm able to access a lot more protection than most, and so I'm able to share that energy and those workings with the people. If you got questions, please, Queenly, hit that super chat. It's supporting this platform is not only beneficial for my church, but it's beneficial for the people that actually value the information that I share on this platform. I'm actually going to get 9 pennies out of here so I can leave this offering. A lot of you guys just come on the platform, you know, you have to give offerings. It is a sign of honor. It's a sign of respect. A lot of times you don't see other people at times giving because they've already given. They send cash apps. they've sent Zales, they've sent through Patreon, they sent through PayPal, and they buy products. They are supporters. A lot of you come in here and you want people to share information with you and for you and look out for you when you are not supporting. But y'all will go over there to the Caucasian and pay for a $700 reading from this heifer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, y'all Caucasian people support Caucasian people. We do not recycle our dollars like every other race of people. Hold on. Get my cigar relit. It's so many crows out here. If y'all know what crows represent. I use crows. Morgan Le Fay, that particular energy works with crows. All you got to do is go down there on the bottom of your screen and hit the $sign, and then you'll be able to post, give to the live. Do you guys don't mind posting my Cash App? We don't want nobody not to want to support what we do on here. If they want to help you, tobacco is represented by Mars, is ruled by Mars, and what that means is that it's used for protection. It can be utilized for cleansing, because we do a lot in almost all religions, and it's also a communicator. It helps you to communicate with the ego, spirits, and so we blow. Yes, they are thinkers, and also we blow tobacco on Lucero to energize, because a part of Mars is energizing the work. And so therefore, my producer said, you've been working a lot with your Lucero. Yeah, I put my Lucero in my church. I got things. Lucero opens up the roads. A lot of you guys that support me, it doesn't matter that you're not initiated in Apollo. I am. It doesn't matter if you're not scratched in Apollo. It doesn't matter if you're not in voodoo. The fact that you support me, and when I do these these road openings, workings in the cemetery, you benefit. You're gonna see stuff move for you. I was telling some of my clients, I was like, the stuff that I be doing, and because you giving and you working that graveyard, stuff is going to move extremely good for you and flow. And let me say this. Let me say this. We have to protect black men and black women that are out here really fighting for black men and black women and black causes and black issues. And I'm going to tell you why. The only reason why I do this is because I actually care about our people. I share stuff with people because I want to see you get the right stuff. Even if you don't work, see, when it's about the people, even if you don't work with me, I still want you with the information, because that's universal information. I would definitely be asking Mama Drina about my education in Apollo, as I am. Exactly. And let me say this. Don't let nobody give you bullshit. That's like somebody telling you to drive their car but won't give you the keys. Alicia, I'm going to say this again. In order for you to practice Apollo, there are certain instruments you need. And when people don't either teach you that or make you aware of that, then they had no intention of you going that far. They got you on a basic level. And I'm going to tell you what it does. And I know I'm going to show you a form of protection. Once you get initiated into these religions, you get a name. You get a sacred name, right? And because they have hindered your growth by not giving you the tools to go to different levels in that, when you pass away, they use your spirit, because normally your family don't know your name, because when you got scratched, you received a name, right? And in that name is how you communicate with the Impungos. I'm using that as an example. So you have the best examples in this. Metaphorically, I've been doing this a very long time, since a child. So here you go. You done got scratched, right? You done received a name. If you pass away, they have access to your Ache, because nobody in your family, all they know is your name Alicia, but that's not your real name in Palo. And so therefore, that's why a lot of them are messed up with Minister Mario, because I actually know Minister Mario's name in Ocha, and I know his name in Palo. They told him not to tell me or nothing, all that. So I'm able to protect his spirit. So if I had not known Minister Mario's name in Palo, I would not be able to protect his spirit, and they would be able to summon his spirit to work for them, even as his he's Brazo Forte. I'm not gonna tell you all of it, but you know, that's his energy in Palo. And so they benefit off of your ancestry, because you only can go so far. You cannot go to the next level without your Lucero. You cannot communicate with the Impungos without your ancestor stick. You cannot without your Veve, not your Veve, but your Pati Pimba. Sorry, thinking about voodoo. But that's your personal signature. That's where your energy in Palo is directed. That's how you are recognized in the world of Impungos, or those particular deities, with Lucero Mundo, with Centeo, with Lukankazi, and all these other entities in there. Yeah, you got your name. But the danger in you just having your name is that your Madrina knows your name. But then your name, the reason why you have your name is so that these spirits can respond to you. But how they gonna respond to you when you don't have your Shamalangas? How they gonna respond to you when you don't have your cauldrons? Because there's certain sciences set up for you to be able to communicate back and forth. Unless you telepath, because that takes time. Unless you telepathically are in communion, like I am with my spirits. Oh my God, maybe that's why they changed all the ancestors' name first and last who were enslaved. Exactly, that's exactly why they did. Like, let me tell y'all something. White people have one thing you can't take it from white people. Study black people. You might not know about your ancestry, but they do. You might not know about your DNA structure, but they do. One thing they do, it's wise to study your enemy, your opponent, and that's one thing you can't take from them. They studied. Now, I'm not sharing, don't nobody allow me and talking about I'm sharing the secrets of Apollo, because I'm not. I'm just telling you about the tools and why you need those tools. I knew I needed it, though. I woke up thinking about my Shanga. And your Shamalangas is your form of, I look at Shamalangas as training wheels. It is your way until you actually make real connection with the Infumbe, or the spirit inside of your cauldron. So the Shamalangas is what you throw in order to communicate back and forth. But the time will come where you and that cauldron become one. That cauldron is you, and you is the cauldron. It's just like Jesus said, I and the Father are one. It's all about becoming oneness with that particular energy and frequency. But when you are new in the tradition, you get the training wheels, which are the Shamalangas, to communicate. And Ocha is the Obi, the coconut. But the point, once you become one with your once you become one with that particular energy, then they are going to communicate with you telepathically. They're going to give you visions and dreams, just like your Eguns do, just like your ancestors. The reason why you don't need that when it comes down to your ancestry, because your connectivity is your blood. I'm going to say that again. The reason why you have access to your ancestors, no matter whether you know them or not, is for your DNA, your blood. Your blood is your connectivity. That's why I teach people not to fight and do work against their ancestors unless they are their family members, unless they have to. Because you all have, they don't need personal concern. They're already connected through the bloodline, the family tree. But in Palo is necromancing. Palo is working with nature. Palo is about working the shadow realms. The shadow realms is Psalm 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High, that shall abide up under the shadows of the Almighty. Every aspect of who we are exists on other realms, because there's layers, multi-layers of who you are spiritually. And so when you understand that, then you start protecting yourself on another level. They may not be able to get to you physically. They may go to your astral body. They may go to your emotional body. They may go through your celestial body. They may go through your shadow body. there's you exist on so many levels of consciousness, whether you're conscious of it or not. I like to use the example about the dog whistle. You know, you can blow a dog whistle, you're not gonna hear, but your dog gonna hear. Hell, it ain't gotta be your dog. Every dog that's in the radius of you blowing that whistle gonna hear that vibration. So people that are awakened on those different realms, they're gonna be aware when somebody is tampering with their emotional body or their celestial body or their shadow self. Like people trying to come at me through the darkness. Bitch, I live in the darkness. I don't visit the darkness. I am the darkness. So you trying to work on me through the shadow realm that's why my Lucero took that hit. Now there are conjurers out there that want to stop my destiny. Why? Because a part of my destiny is to repair the wasteland, the repair of the breach, like in the Bible. And so therefore I'm here to help restore so the last can be first and the first can be last. I'm Mother Susan, church woman, but I have taught her so much about life and how spirituality works that her prayers are stronger, her faith is stronger, and she's not initiated, she's not crowned, she's not. You can learn so much universally from somebody that is a part of that really got your interest. This is the key to all of this. It's not about saying good stuff. It's about, do they got melanated people's best interest at heart? So even if I don't benefit from you supporting me, I still benefit because collectively you are more enlightened, and then you have a better chance of behaving more correctly when it comes to hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Kumi, and you have a better chance of honoring it correctly, venerating your ancestors. I was Mother Susan was out at the cemetery with me with Minister Mario, and because she had been out there before, and she noticed what I was talking about on live. Even though they say I was out there worshiping Satan and doing satanic work out there at the cemetery, she noticed that people are coming out there because of how I take care of Minister Mario's grave, how more people are coming out there taking care of their family plots. They're spending more money and time at the cemetery. At the end of the day, it don't matter how people become enlightened. Even if it comes from them calling you and labeling you stuff, at the end of the day, if black people gonna do better by their ancestors, call me a Satanist. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. As long as you do right. And that's why I think that a lot of you guys get caught up in people saying good stuff about black people, but they don't live for black people. They don't live for black people, and they don't care. And that's why they can come on my live, not support, send not one quarter, but they will feed from my table because my knowledge is universal. But if I had been a Caucasian man with some blue, you see how good looking I am? I could be half good looking as a white man, and my YouTube channel would have been blowed up. We wouldn't have to every live tell people about Super Chat. You can't support Black Lives Matter without supporting this black light, because it matters. Black matter. Like white people with me, your actions speak louder than your words. I don't care nothing about your words. Y'all lie too much. If you ain't showing me in actions, I can care less what you're saying. Because y'all the same type of people that have sex with us and then scream rape. And black men and women ain't learned yet. That when I hear about a biracial relationship and he called her a nigga or she called him a nigga, I laugh. That ain't just sprang out of her mouth. She thought that all the time. He thought that all the time. You don't understand something about white people. White people don't have them emotional ties to certain things that you got. They don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is the number of the Egun. Alicia said you were telling the whole truth. Yeah, let me tell you something. Well, however long the divine intent for me to be down here, I am going to be a thorn in these people's flesh. It's when we open our minds and we become more invested in our own Ache, our own energy, and then we start treating. And that's why I would tell, like, Mother Susan doesn't have to be my bloodline to know how to treat her like a woman. Like, I tease with Mother Susan, but I'm very good to her. I treat her like I would treat, because I can see myself in her. What y'all don't understand, that when you're sitting across from the table or sitting across from, those people don't see themselves in you. When a brown person is more interested trying to be white, when they see you, they don't see themselves in you. So therefore, how can you connect with somebody that you don't even see as a part of yourself? And so why would they want to see you with knowledge, wisdom, understanding when they don't see you as human? They don't see you as worthy. Like, I could tell you so many things, Alicia, that you should have already been taught, that you should already have been shared with. Like, not this Padrino, but the one that we originally got initiated in, our Padrino, that did our ceremony. He's a child of Shango as well, but he didn't teach us nothing. He been, hey, my son. He got paid, did that ceremony, and got ghost. They don't care. And you can't make them care, because when they look at you, they do not see themselves. So it doesn't bother them that you don't have what you need. It doesn't bother them that you don't know what you know. And then when something happens to you, when I say something happens to you, when you die, then they're going to use your spirit, because they have access to your name. They're going to always keep that name. So when they went to call Mario, Minister Mario, by his divine name, they found out that I was there. They found out that Lucero was there. They found out Cynthia was there. And they've been doing that to black people, getting black people initiated in Apollo and stopping them only so far. I promise you, the average black person that has scratched in Apollo do not have the stuff that I have. They don't have it. I bet those other people in your Elay got it. And they're not Elay, because it's not called Elay. Your house. I guarantee you that people that got scratched around the same time, y'all got the same, but I guarantee they got stuff you ain't got. And that's our fault. It's our people's fault. It's not your fault. It's our people. I'm going to get a consultation with you. No, I need your teaching. I want you to understand that out of these ATRs, I'm not in all of them. I'm in a lot of them, but universally, I connect with a great assortment because of the simple fact that I have access to all 9 realms. Even my Zarabanda, he walks in all 9 realms, and so that is in alignment with my energy. But I'm giving you the information. Go study it. So, because I don't want you to go and say Apostle Ely said. You need to know for yourself. So when you're asking your madrina as a godchild, how am I going to drive this car with no keys? How am I going to work this nganga with no battery? You gave me a nganga, or you gave me a cauldron that has no battery. How am I going to start it up? And so you're up under the pretense or the illusion that you have certain protection that you really don't have. You should have, but you don't have it. Because they didn't get... The reason why my Lucero is picking up on there, because it was properly done for me. And it was properly done for me because my voodoo protecting me. And making sure I get what I need to get. But in order to properly function in Palo, you have to have connectivity. You have to have connectivity to nature. You have to have connectivity to your ancestors. I don't care what you practice. I keep telling black people, build your relationship with your ancestors. Because your ancestors gonna tell on their act. Your ancestors gonna let you know what's going on. I don't care who they is. Your ancestors gonna intervene. But we don't do that. We so busy trying to find out about Lucero and Cynthia and all of these are outside deities. You are the God and goddess, and you connect to all of that. But if you ain't venerating your Egun, your ancestors, your ancestry, and then you walking in there blind and you just spending money, why should I? If I know how to cook and I got pots, why I'm gonna let you make money off of feeding me? What was the purpose of you getting initiated? For you to be able to develop your energy. The same reason why instead of going to a gym, you buy your own personal equipment. This equipment does the same thing. Instead of going to a gym, now because you're not in a gym, you don't have the access of all the things that a gym has. You don't have the trainers that they have there. But if you're proficient in your magic and stuff, then you still can develop. You need your Pati Pimba. That is your energy signature. I have Minister Mario's. They can't do a damn thing with Mario's spirit. I have his Pati Pimba. I have his ancestor stick. It ain't nothing going down. I'm a protector. You don't manipulate. You're not utilizing him and making him into no slave. Because I will F you up. I'm in a sacred space, so I'm trying to be nice. Like really. Like my people in my church and people that follow me and not great y'all were, your ego is going to defend you. You don't have to know none of this stuff I know. You absolutely don't have to know any of this. Get connected with somebody that got your best interest and see how much better your life is. You don't need to know all the prayers. You don't need to know all the languages. Get with somebody that got your best interest and look and watch over a very short period of time how much better. What you should be saying, Alicia, is what I'm saying on this should be confirmation. Oh, I heard that from my madrina. I heard that, but that ain't what you're saying. I am telling you, and I'm also telling you why they're not going to. Your connectivity to your ancestors and then the elevation of them. If your ancestors were, the reason why you need a Congo spirit, the Congo spirit in your bloodline is the one that actually practiced that practiced Palo. Just like the voodoo priest that I have working with me, he's the one that does the voodoo work. You have to have a spirit that actually did that particular science, not just ancestors. You have to have one of your ancestral spirit that actually performed that. That is the Congo spirit that you're going to be working with. And that's the one that's going to be telling you how to function and to properly administer that particular energy. They're not telling you that. The analogy you give are getting better and better. What's up, Chris from Philadelphia? That's my Sagittarius. My Sagittarius. Let me tell y'all something. I'm not guessing. I'm not assuming. You need a spirit in your bloodline that actually did hoodoo. That is the one that's going to give you enlightenment or revelation to how to work the High John, how to work there. They're the one that's going to guide your mind, your ori, your thoughts. They the one that give you insight. That's why your head is so important. Your head is a satellite. It is a tower, like they have the towers with the phone companies and stuff like that. And then when people don't give you certain things, it blocks the signal. That's when we say, oh, the call dropped. Same thing when it comes down to spirituality. Your call keeps dropping because they didn't give you the proper tool. So you would have the I remember y'all that have been following me a little bit, that my internet was acting up. So the phone, the Comcast came over, gave me a new modem and everything is working fine. When people give you the right tools, things are gonna flow. You don't have to believe me. Remember this. Magic is energy. Energy is a flow. When you're not flowing, something is wrong. I don't care what you practice. Magic to you should be as natural as breathing in and breathing out. Working Palo should be natural. Working voodoo, conjure, because it's from your DNA. Just like it's natural for you to be your pigment, your eye color, your lips, your hair, the texture of your hair, all that's natural. You ain't got to do nothing to create that. Nothing. It's natural. Same thing. When I I don't have to speak Congo or Congolese to get my Congo spirits to work for me. They interpret me because I have a connection with them. Oh, Philly in the house. So this is why you support this particular platform. I'm not a practitioner of the ATRs via book or video. I'm hands-on when it comes to magic. That's why my stuff take longer, because I'm hands-on, and I don't trust everybody to help me with certain things. So it takes me, I have to do stuff on my own until I find somebody that I can trust. But this is the type of stuff that when you get into Palo, you need to understand the shadow. That's the magic that you're doing. Yeah, we all have Congo spirit. Everybody. The problem is that it has to be elevated and directed. And when you got to remember, baby, you're in a tradition that they got to jump on you. You're not at the advantage. No kind of way. Black people, you're not, they got a 500-year jump start on you. I need y'all to really, really understand this. You're not at the advantage. I don't care how gifted you are. I don't care what you think you got going for you. You're not at the advantage. You're at the disadvantage. They have they have time on you. Now, if you develop, can you supersede that? Absolutely. But it takes time. And you got to have the right information. It's like you going down the wrong road. You done spent gas. You done spent time. So I'm going to use the example. If it take you $20 to get to your destination. So you end up finding out that when you got there, you went the wrong way, right? So now you got to spend $20 to fill your tank up again, right? To get back to the starting space where you started from, because you already went $20 in the wrong direction. Now you need another $20 to get back to your starting point. Now you need another $20 to get to your destination, your rightful destination. People will have you going down different paths, spending time, energy, and money, and you wasting time because that's something you can't get back, baby. I am sharing the information that will help you ask the right question. One thing, when people know you know, then they treat you different. They handle you different. It ain't no different than a car salesman. It ain't no different than somebody selling a house, selling a product. The more information you have, the less they're going to give you the bull cocky. And you start asking the right question. And so now they don't want to look ignorant. Oh, I was going to do that for you. They're going to start stuttering because they was not expecting you to ask those questions because they know what you don't know. They already know you. What they're going to say is, who telling her that? I know she didn't know that. Or why? Who telling him that? The stuff that Minister Mario knew, they were like, well, how did he know that? He got that from me. And guess what? You have a right to ask those questions. Because that's a character thing. If I can't trust you with what I know, then how am I going to trust you with what I don't know? That's what you need to ask yourself. If you're going to practice Palo or any of these Haitian deep arts or black arts, any art really, but especially those art. And if they got a problem with you asking questions when it comes to your soul, that's a problem. Even if they tell you, oh, I'm going to do it, but not now. Fine. But if I'm scratched, then how can I practice Palo if I don't have my Lucero? How can I speak with my Eglons if I don't have my staff? How can I direct the energy if I don't have my Pati Pimple? So you're going to give me a car with no tires, no battery, and no keys. But I paid for everything. I paid for everything. So how am I going to believe that you had intention of me going where I'm going with no battery, where I'm going with no tires, where I'm going with no keys? You need those to function in Palo. And don't get mad because remember, we had to give blood. So be careful how you even address it, because at the end of the day, don't be stupid. You know what I'm saying? You do have your blood in that cauldron. I was very careful how I dealt with my madrina. Especially I gave my blood to that pot, that prender. But I talked to that spirit, and that spirit knew what time it was, and that's why I'm still flourishing in Palo right now. I'm giving y'all stuff that revelation came to me, insight came to me. And so this is the stuff that I tell, and if you choose not to even work with me, you still need this knowledge, because it's gonna help you. That's how you stay protected. That's how you let me say this. There's a difference between somebody profiting off of their business and taking advantage of you. People have a right to profit. It's still a business. What I say taking advantage of, you know that I can't perform these workings without these tools. And the fact that you are already in the tradition, you can't tell me you didn't know. That means that you intentionally were leaving this out. And because I have been made aware of it, all of a sudden now you say, oh yeah, it tell you everything you need to know. That's like a man get a bonus check, and his bonus check mean that he brought home his regular check, but he didn't bring home his bonus check. And then you find out later that he got a bonus check. And then he like, yeah. That means he had no intention of sharing that with you. It ain't no different than these ATRs. Let me feed Lucero some more of this rum. I don't play about my people, especially my graveyard work and people, my Patreon and stuff like that, because I want y'all to see what these sciences really can do. But you can't benefit from it. And let me tell y'all something. And I'm not being funny when I say this. Just because you melanated don't mean that it's meant for you to practice ATR, every ATR. Just like every black person should be on the driving. You can have a Maserati. You can have a Lamborghini. Having a faster, stronger car does not make you a better driver. If you're not a good driver, you will hurt somebody in a Volvo, a Chevette, a Fiat, a Kia Soul, just like you hurt somebody in a sports car with a Hemi. Being a good driver of your own energy. The Bible said if you can't rule your own spirit, you ain't hitting on nothing. They keep sending y'all in the direction of learning about the Orishas and the Loas instead of sending y'all to your inner world. That's where your power is. That's where your alignment is. That's where you're going to get your guidance system. That's where you're going to get your compass aligned. Your inner world, your microcosm of the universe is on the inside of you, not on the outside. Yeah, like I said, I may give you information, but I still believe in being wise. Even if somebody doing you wrong, you done gave them too much of your personal, that you can't play with that. Okay, you still got me here. Don't get that twisted. You might be a disadvantage in that house, but you ain't a disadvantage over here. Cause one thing I pride myself on is whooping people ass about black people. That's why I get equipped. That's why they attack me. Because I believe that part of my journey is defending people that are being taken advantage of out here and lied to. You walking around with a ligua that ain't got no power. You just got cement. Even not like my Lucero Mundo, I have ways of testing this energy. I'm not just a seer. I want to see how strong it is. I want to know how much Ache y'all put in it. I know how to, it ain't too much stuff I don't know how to test this energy. Whether it's how, if it's charged, how much is charged. That's like getting your cell phone and you ain't got but 3% charge on it. You can't do very much and for very long. So even if they gave you the correct Lucero, if they gave you the correct Eligua, if they gave you the correct crossroad, it don't matter. What's the charge on it? Is it fully charged? Because you paid for it to be fully charged. You paid for it to be fully activated. But that don't mean they did it. They 9 times 10, instead of charging yours, they charged theirs. They gave you a little bit of charge and gave the majority of that charge to their Lucero. Because what's supposed to happen is that your Lucero sits with your Padrino or your Madrina's Lucero. And so what's supposed to happen is that your cauldron or your Lucero or your Orisha are charged by your godfather and godmother. So they're supposed to be transferring that power into your stuff, and you're supposed to have the energy of their Lucero. That's how that's supposed to go. Just like I share my energy with my flock and stuff like that, that come from the head on down. That's how that's supposed to work. But what kind of charge did they give you? Because I promise you, you paid for a full charge, but don't mean you got one. Even if they did it right. It's a worm down there, just because some of these centipedes are poisonous, and Sataya deal with poisonous, so got to be smart while I'm out here in nature. And let me say this, guys, if you're gonna work out in nature, don't be stupid. Don't go out there in that river knowing there's alligators in there talking about you out there working with Oshun. Before you mess around, meet Oshun in the afterlife, being ignorant. Remember, you dealing with nature, and anything can happen in nature. Anything can happen in nature. Be smart about working in nature. Don't be out there trying to get the skin off of a bear before you get bear claws. If you're gonna be at the ocean, remember there's still animals in that ocean. Have some wisdom. Don't be ignorant to practice the deity. You can actually be smart and sober-minded and rational. Don't embarrass us out here. No, don't do that. Don't do that to us. We deserve better from you, especially if you claim to be practicing these ATRs. All right. What's up, there, Demetrius? I thought you was already in here. But we were talking about Apollo. I'm working with Lucero. I had to come here because this particular cemetery is a very powerful cemetery, but they close early, and normally we work Apollo after 6 o'clock p.m. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So it's not gonna be any less effective when I bring it back home. So Lucero is getting charged with this, and the saber tree is the bedrock of Apollo. That's the mother, and the father is the pine tree, Apollo. Ask about that. Why you don't have a saber tree? How you gonna practice Apollo without the saber tree? Why you don't have understanding of the saber tree, but you gonna practice Apollo? How significant is the saber tree? Ask them. Is the saber, just to see if they're gonna tell the truth. Don't you ain't gotta be disrespectful or nothing, but ask them. Why aren't you telling me about the saber tree and its significance? The saber tree is also the tree of the ancestors. You communicate with the ancestors, the Egon. The saber tree and the pine tree. I didn't even get that from my padrino. I know a lot of stuff, but he already know I know. So, but I taught it to Mario, Minister Mario, son of Achosi. So I have, because I'm Isaiah 10:27, because of the anointing, I get a lot of revelations and insights. So these spirits talk to me and guide my mind. So, but my thing is, we use the coconut differently in Palo than we do in Ocha. And so coconut is a energy of positivity. Could be used negative too, but we use it to cleanse, and we put offerings to the saber tree. But she should be telling you about the roots to the saber tree. He or she should be telling you about how and why I plant certain things or put there certain things. And then guess what? The saber tree is where you put your nganga. That's where you get your charge from, or it is birthed through this saber tree. Because my part had to go there. You understand? And what I'm telling you is foundation to Palo. And it's stuff you should already know. You should already know this. Because you cannot practice Palo without it. That's right. Demetrius said that's the foundation. You cannot harness the energy of the saber tree in spell work and craft without a saber tree. Now this one particular is an old one, and I love this tree because this tree is in the cemetery, my energy. This tree is also old. This tree been here forever and a day. And I also have Ponsieta tree over there, which is all of that's Oya, Yanza, all of this, Shango, You know, it got palm trees here. Like, I do a lot of work here, and so I draw a lot of energy from here, and then I bless those that support me with my graveyard work and stuff like that. This is why stuff be moving. But you got to know the foundation, and the fact that you are not being told that. How is the intention is for you to grow? If you want me to grow in mathematics, why aren't you teaching me the fundamentals of math? It's simple. Either it's a yes or a no. And if they ain't talking about it, that means they have no intention of you learning about it. I'm talking about it because on our platform, it's about melanated people. I still didn't reveal no secrets. I still didn't tell you how to do nothing with them pungos. I ain't told you what to do and not to do in your house. I ain't violated nothing. I'm just telling you universally, you cannot practice magic without knowing foundation. What's up, love? My Tara's in the house. So, and then down here, I can't show you my stuff, but I can show you other people's stuff. You see right there? Somebody put a sock out here to save a tree. Now, when people start bearing stuff at the foot of a saber tree, they up to no good. Somebody draws out here. Y'all see that right there? This in Miami. So ain't no telling what's out here. Somebody had killed a rooster, sacrificed a rooster over here, but the bones are already dried up. But they used to have a bunch of coconuts over here, so they probably don't move those. You can see a little bit of it. See right here? See the bones? I think you can see it where I'm trying to show. Yeah. Somebody did a ceremony over here on this side, and there's some more the rooster, the bones over there. Now you don't come out here and when somebody make a sacrifice, maybe I need to say this. Sir and ma'am, do not come out here, a cemetery or nowhere, and be picking up graveyard stuff because you see a bone. That was sacrificed for a purpose. You don't know if they were removing a negativity, a spell. You don't know if they're doing it. A sacrifice is for a purpose. And you don't want to bring that energy in your life. What's up from France? We appreciate you for being here. Thank you for hitting that like button. So magic is universal. And so you have to have the foundation and understanding of all that. And I don't go to random sepulchers, and I'm gonna say this to melanated people, because some of y'all ignorant enough, you don't know that right there this right here is a family plot. When you see stuff like this, that means that's a family of spirits. If you ain't in that family, if you ain't working with that family, don't be over there bothering that. There's a reason. And then that means if you mess with one, you're gonna mess around, raise them all up. And now you in a world of trouble. Okay? I'm thinking certain things like this is my home, so I know a lot about cemetery work. You know, the grounds and how to use the dirts and all that kind of stuff. But energetically, this is a place of healing, a place of protection, and where your egos get strengthened, your spirits get strengthened, and then they get enlightenment, I should have said. And then, you know, I'm always giving offerings, financial offerings to the cemetery. The cemetery is the richest place on the planet. The cemetery possesses the souls of many people, and then it's always receiving offerings. So this is like a spiritual bank. You know, this is why you always have to exchange this. When you come to a cemetery, you got to treat it like a bank. You make deposits and you make withdrawals. And you cannot make deposits when small and then try to make big withdrawals, because you're going to end up getting your account closed. Cemetery, same way. You can't keep coming to a cemetery and withdrawing, and you ain't putting nothing back, because they're going to come for there. I just how to show the utmost respect. Yeah. Thank you for that, Demetrius. Yeah, like people don't like you go out here and be asking spirits to do stuff and like stuff like that, and then you not giving them no offerings. You ain't doing nothing but setting yourself up. Especially on the day like as above, so below is Mars energy. This is where I do my protection work. This is where I deal with my enemies, and the things that they're doing. Now, this is another thing you have to understand. When you come into the cemetery, your energy connects with that particular cemetery. So the spirits in that cemetery, there's a presiding spirit in the cemetery. The oldest spirit male is the head of the cemetery. The oldest female is we call them, those would be the barons in voodoo. we call them father spirit, mother spirit. I ain't gonna tell you all that, but I always address them, acknowledge them, give them their offering, because this is their home. They rule every spirit inside this house. A spirit has to get permission from them to move. I don't care if that is your grandma, I don't care if that's your daddy, your mama, they have to get permission to leave that cemetery for anything from those head spirits. They can't just leave the cemetery. They have to get permission from those spirits that rule that cemetery. It's always protocol when it comes down to magic. And so I always address them. I thank them. I give them offerings. I work normally in this particular cemetery. Unless I got doing courtroom work, which I got a judge that's buried over there. I work with him for melanated people because he's a black judge. He's not a Clarence Thomas. That's a different kind of judge. Because every black judge ain't about black people. But that particular judge was about black people. So he works really well when I work him for my client. So, and these are the stuff you should know if you are connected to the energy and you're communicating with these spirits. You should know what spirit to work with, what for what. So, and there's a lot of rich people here, but a lot of these people stole money. I'm just being honest with y'all. A lot of these people here done stole money. So therefore, unless I'm doing a different type of financial working for you, I won't mess with those spirits. But then there's other spirits that earn money, so I work with them. You got to know all that kind of stuff. So I hope this helped. I hope this was something informative. If you feel like this is necessary for somebody to learn, especially if they're in Palo, I don't think that everybody should be out here doing this, but I realize it has become a fad. Palo is very dangerous. Haitian voodoo is very dangerous. And the people in the practices are very dangerous because they have no respect for human life. And a lot of them like to start witch wars because they're trying to prove that they got some kind of power or energy to do certain things. So the mentality of a lot of them are very adolescent and immature, and it's not for the overall good of that religion. Love said we need a field trip, Chief. Pretty please. This is like, oh my God. Like if I bring somebody out to the cemetery, which I take people periodically out to the cemetery, one of the things that I try to do is to teach them why it's sacred and how to maneuver in the cemetery and show them respect in regards to the life that person lived when they was here. And I don't go to spirits asking them for stuff they didn't do in their life. You know, it is what it is. You don't go to a home wrecker for a happy home. So I hope this helped you. Please, sir, ma'am, if you don't mind, hit that like button, the shares, commentaries, super chat. All of that helps what we do out here. I'm actually traveling back because I got get my hair cut today from my barber. It's supposed to be at 2:30. I don't know what time it is, but I gave my offerings. I have fed Lucero Mundo. He's protecting. But baby, ask questions. And make sure you don't ask questions over the phone. Make sure you talk. You right in front of, because what you need to be paying attention is them facial expressions. That gonna tell you everything you need to know. If they stutter, the more they stutter, the worse it is. That's how much. The more they stutter is how much they had no intention of you knowing. All right. Love y'all. Thank y'all. What's up, Ryan? I just seen Ryan. But like I said, I don't necessarily work over here. I normally work a lot of my stuff over there and right here. And I work the gates of the cemetery. I do a lot of work at the gate of the cemetery, me personally. What else I could tell y'all about Palo? I think it's a great science. I think it's a great science. I just don't think that most melanated people get the benefit of it, even the ones that are scratched, even the ones that are initiated, because there's a cap on them. Oh, let me go. Thank you so much, Ryan, for letting me know. It's 2:16. All right, I've been on here way longer than I thought I was on. All right, love y'all. Talk to y'all later.